Hey folks, how's it going? It's your favorite realtor, Evantz Saint-Gerard with Keller Realty, Landmark with Team N.W.E. We have a special guest today. We have Tony Christoforou from Touchstone Inspections. Tony, you do home inspections. You do residential and commercial.
Yeah, Evans. We do so primarily residential for home buyers and home sellers, but also commercial, light commercial properties. Mixed use buildings a lot. Small warehouses, things of that nature.
All right. So what areas do you focus on? Are you in Queens, Long Island, Brooklyn? What areas?
We cover pretty much every area. I would say the bulk of my work is in Queens and Nassau County, but we go to the Bronx. I'm actually on my way to Manhattan now. That's why I'm in the car. And I was in Suffolk before this, so we kind of get everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, Queens and Nassau are the bulk of it.
So clearly you're busy. Have you seen any changes basically since COVID till now?
Yeah, I mean, look, business is definitely not where it would be at this time of year because, as you know, this is busy season typically in the spring and, heading into summer. Little people are kind of nervous, I think, with what's going on. A lot of people don't want to be around others. So, we've kind of adapted to that to try to keep everybody safe. I personally, when I got, certified, I took a course on, a little extra on safety and disinfection procedures and how to keep everyone kind of as safe as possible.
Okay, great. You mentioned safety and you mentioned basically you're adapting. So I want to jump into that. What have you been doing now since COVID? Basically, how are you operating differently with the buyers that are calling you and the sellers?
Yeah, so I mean, we're starting to change, and it's an ongoing process, right? Because as things change, the numbers come in, they change the rules. Okay. And the risk seems like it's going down a little bit, but we're still trying to be as careful as possible. So basically right now, predominantly we're doing vacant properties, and either the realtor will open or there'll be a lockbox, and we go in and do the inspection, mask, gloves, booties on the feet, making sure not to cross-contaminate anything. Buyers are welcome to be there for the inspection, but we're not having any buyers walking around with us at this point.
Okay.
But again, like I said, adapt, right? So we can either do it where the buyer doesn't show up at all. They can show up and they could stay outside and we'll do a recap with them so they won't miss anything. If they don't want any contact at all, we go to the property, we do the inspection, and we could actually do a video chat. So typically we'll use like Google Duo, which works on Android and Apple devices. So we could actually do a video, kind of a short walkthrough and show them any defects or deficiencies in the house.
Okay.
So that's how we're trying to accommodate people.
All right. So as you're doing the walkthrough, let's say you're with the clients or the clients are on the phone, as you're doing the walkthrough with them, basically you point stuff out to them. And after the walkthrough is done, basically, how do you get the report over to the client?
Right. So the way we do it, it's our all computerized report with photos in it anyway. So even if the client's not there, they still get a detailed report. And then now, since they're not there, we just try to spend a little extra time reviewing the report with them. So we'll schedule a time either later that day after the inspection or the next day, whenever they're free. Sit down and go through it line by line, make sure they understand everything, make sure they know what the impact of, any defects or deficiencies in the property are. Because as we know, every house is going to have some issues. Okay. So we just want to make sure that they're clear on, are they major issues, minor issues? What's the fix or the workaround for those issues? So we try to make sure they really get, a full grasp of the inspection, even though they may not be able to be there.
All right. Is there anything that you think that you might be changing? Since you mentioned that things are constantly changing in our industries, is there anything you can be changing for what you're doing right now?
Yeah, so we're trying to, so like I said, we're doing really just vacant properties now, but we're starting to get a little more demand for occupied properties. I think people are relaxing a little bit. So right now we're doing occupied properties as long as the sellers are out of the property.
Okay.
They don't have to leave for 2 days, but even if they're just kind of hanging out and they want to, go shopping for a couple hours or go do something, sit outside in the yard while we do the inspection inside, we're fine doing that. And the other thing we're thinking about doing is buyers, maybe having them starting to slowly, be in the property for the inspection.
Okay.
While maintaining social distancing, keeping at least the 6 feet away, wearing masks and gloves. Because I'm responsible for those buyers being with me during the inspection. I want to make sure, again, no cross-contamination.
Okay.
And I think we're going to be limiting probably to a buyer plus one. So either buyer plus their spouse, or maybe, one of their, parents or a sibling with them, but no more than 2 people, not the whole family and kids and everybody tagging along like we did in the past.
Okay. Now on the seller side, basically, let's say a seller is interested in working with you to do stuff beforehand before they put the house on the market. What would you be doing with the sellers during the COVID situation?
Yeah, so on the seller side, we do the same like pre-listing type inspection. If the seller wants to be there, in their home, that's fine. We just ask that, obviously they would wear a mask also. And we wear the mask and gloves and be there, or they could leave, and we could do what's called a pre-listing inspection for them. Kind of get the house ready for sale inspection, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
To see if there's any issues coming in. And in this type of market, maybe where you have buyers that are not comfortable coming in the home, or the seller doesn't want them, we might be able to use that report and maybe show that to buyers coming in, so they have an idea of kind of what an independent inspector said. Hey, this is what the condition. We hired an independent guy, so we're not going to let you come in to the house and run around because we're not comfortable, but we'll give you this, and then you can have a consultation, with that inspector, and then we would sign an agreement with a buyer coming in and be able to consult with them on that as well. Okay. So that's another way to try to get around this.
So you're giving people options pretty much.
Right. We're trying to give them as many options as we can because, while I may be comfortable going in a home, a buyer may not be comfortable and the seller may not want people in their home. So there's a lot of differing opinions on this, how severe and dangerous it really is. So we're trying to accommodate everyone, while following CDC guidelines and keeping everybody safe as well.
All right. Now, is there anything new that you can tell us basically with home inspections? Do you go on the roof? What else do you inspect?
Yeah, I mean, we do everything top to bottom. So basically, the way I like to say it's a condition report of the home. So we're doing everything from the structure and the foundation, roofing, plumbing and heating systems, and pretty much everything like that. We are actually, while we have a little bit of downtime, I'm actually bringing on some new services in the next few weeks. One of those is going to be mold assessments and mold testing. Okay. So we'll be able to accommodate that for people. The other thing is we're waiting for approvals also to do HUD consulting and 203K inspections. So if anyone's doing a renovation type loan, we're going to be adding that to the services we provide. And then the third one, which is coming up, I'm hoping in about 4 to 5 weeks, we're actually going to start doing some disinfection of properties. Okay. So we purchased it's like an electromagnetic gun, basically like a spray gun that's a fogger that actually will spray out, EPA approved sprays and cleaners and disinfectants. Okay. So we'll be able to disinfect homes. So if you have a seller, let's say, that's nervous about an open house, when it opens up, let's say people came in the house, we can maybe go in afterwards and clean it up. Or maybe as, the purchaser wants to have the house cleaned before they come in that first time. Okay. So we're going to be offering that service to people as well. All
right. Now, what about termite inspections? Are you doing
termite inspections? We don't do the treatments, but we have other partners. I'm sure you have people that you work with also. Okay. But we do include a termite inspection with every full home inspection. And that goes on it's called an MPMA 33 form, which is the standard form that all the banks accept. That's a nationwide form.
All right. Is there anything that you're doing new with the termite inspections, or are you doing it differently than what you were doing before COVID?
No, termite inspections are basically the same. The majority of the termite inspections that we do are during the course of the home inspection, so not really much changes. We do some standalone, but it would basically be kind of the same safety protocols. Again, it's pretty much a visual inspection, and we do the report and provide them with that information.
And what about the roof? Is there anything new that you're doing with the roof, or are you doing?
Roof the same. So roof kind of depends on what type of roof it is, the slope of the roof, is it safe to access or not? Okay. So we do walk some roofs, like on a ranch or a lower height roof, flat roof. If we can gain access, we'll inspect it by walking it. Otherwise, we inspect from the ground, or I also use a camera pole. So we actually use a Wi-Fi camera on an extension pole. So if there's a roof we can't access or we can't get close enough, we can get up there and get a really close view without putting anyone in danger, and we get to see what the roof looks like and the condition of everything there.
Now, with that camera that you're using, are you taking pictures and videos, or one or the other, or are you doing both?
Primarily taking pictures. Yeah, we can do video if we need to, but typically we're doing still photos of conditions and then writing them up within the report. Okay. So those pictures get migrated into the report, and we comment on them, and then you can actually see what the condition of the roof is. One other thing that we do inside the house, we use a thermal imaging camera as well with every inspection. Okay. So basically thermal imaging is like an infrared. So, think Predator. So
Yes.
we're going in and basically based on differences in temperature of the materials we're looking at, it can help us determine if there's maybe some active leaks, missing insulation, things of that nature. So it kind of helps us during the inspection, gives us accurate idea of what's going on in the property.
All right. Overall, all the stuff that you're doing basically at the open house, excuse me, at the house,
Yep.
what's the turnaround time for everything? How long does it take for everything once the report is done? How was it, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? How
Sure.
long does that take?
Yeah, I would say an average inspection, we usually budget about 2 hours. It's going to depend on the size of the house. And now if buyer's not present, vacant house might be a little faster, maybe an hour and a half. Could go more than 2 hours, but again, depends on the size and complexity of the house. Turnaround time for reports is within 24 hours. So that gets emailed out, PDF format, the termite report and the home inspection report are all emailed. We could copy your realtor. So if someone's working with you, Evans, we could send the report to you so you have all the information.
Okay.
We can also forward to the attorneys. But even if we don't, like I said, it's in a PDF format. It can be easily forwarded and sent wherever it needs to go.
All right. So the client will get the copy of that basically within 24 hours.
Yes.
All right. Cool. Is there anything that you want to tell the audience what they should be aware of, basically, if they call you for a home inspection, what they should be aware of during COVID or post-COVID?
Yeah, I mean, with COVID stuff, if you're hiring anybody, just make sure that they're going to be, following safety guidelines and they're not just, being very cavalier about it. I mean, there are people, obviously, that, are susceptible to this, virus, disease, whatever you want to call it. As far as having the inspection done, I would just tell people, look, it's a little more difficult to have an inspection done and scheduled right now. But I would still really urge you to have an inspection done and not bypass it. Just because you're going to have another set of eyes on the property, you're going to see exactly what the condition is. You may fall in love with the view, the size of the yard, the kitchen, the bathroom tile, whatever it is, but sometimes you don't really see what might be lurking behind it. Are there any real issues there? Maybe there's just some minor safety issues or some things that you can improve in the future. So in my opinion, it's good idea to have all that information in hand. You're making an educated decision on the property. So to me, that's the way to go. You spend a little money, a little extra time. You have it done. You know exactly what your game plan is buying the house and moving forward.
And for the sellers basically who want to do a before they put the house on the market, what would you suggest to them?
Yeah, I mean, look, just make sure the house is prepped. If there's, active leaks and things, obviously it's things you want to take care of. We'll come in, we do the inspection as if it's a full, like a buyer's inspection. So we can identify any issues, and then we'll consult with the sellers to let you know, like, what things make sense, right? And then they'll consult with you. If it's your listing, you say, hey, look, we had the inspection. All right, the roof is maybe something we should do because this may stop us from selling the house or getting our price. There might be other minor things that you say, look, you know what, we're not going to deal with this now. We'll pass it on to the buyers. It's not our issue. But there are some lower cost things that you can repair and improve, make look better at least, right? Improve curb appeal, things of that nature. That'll make the house, number one, more saleable, so easier to sell. You'll probably be able to get a higher price, and you're going to sell it faster. So I think having the inspection, pre-listing inspection in certain cases can definitely help the sale.
All right. Now, if anybody was interested in hiring you, how can they reach you?
Yeah, they can reach us. They can give us a call at 718-278-7867. All right. They can call up. My staff is there Monday through Friday and part Saturday to answer calls. They could also schedule anytime after hours. They'll get me directly. They could also reach us online at touchstoneinspection.com.
Can you spell that out for us?
Yep. Touchstone, STONE inspection.com. And you can email us also at tshomeinspection@gmail.com.
And what areas do you cover?
And again, I cover all of Nassau County, all of Queens County. We cover the Bronx. We cover Manhattan. We cover mostly the western part of Suffolk County. And Brooklyn, obviously, we cover. Staten Island, not so much, but pretty much everything.
Okay.
Any place you're willing to drive, I have like a one bridge limit, basically, is what it is. So we got one bridge in the way, we're good. Beyond that, it's a little too far.
All right. Is there any parting words you want to tell the buyers and sellers about right now during COVID and post-COVID?
Yeah, just like, again, make sure we're obviously working with a good realtor like you that's going to be able to guide you and show you properties and get you in the door. And if you're having trouble getting a home inspection done, the realtor is your bridge to get everything done and push the deal along, right? So definitely have your inspection done. Have someone on your side, your realtor and a good attorney to negotiate and help you through the process. And then obviously have your inspection done. Make sure whatever inspector you choose, hopefully it's me, but if not, they're going to spend the time with you, whether you're at the property or not, explaining everything properly, giving you a detailed report with pictures, in my opinion, is a necessity in these times. And just get all your information, do your homework online, make sure that the inspectors are licensed, number one, that they're qualified by one of the major associations. One of them is ASHI, the other one is called Internachi. You can look them up online. We're listed on both. So, those are just some tips. Definitely have your inspection done. Don't be scared to buy a house now. The rates are really good. I think if you could find the right deal, I think it's an excellent time to buy.
Also a good time to sell as well.
And a good time to sell because obviously, you have buyers lined up. And now I'm thinking, we've got some pent up demand. There's going to be buyers coming through. So if you want to sell, I think it's a great time to put a house on the market. Don't wait just for COVID to be over. Get it listed, get ready and get ready to roll with it. All
right, guys, you heard it first and you heard it from one of the best. If you have any questions about inspections, give Tony a call. If you have any questions about putting your house on the market or buying a property, give me a call. My number is 917-975-5985. We can reach Dean at his number at 516-527-9549. The numbers will be at the end of this video. And that's been another episode. Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe. There's going to be more videos like this. And Tony will be talking to you later on about stuff to do while you're home, stuff that you can do in the home and get it market ready. So if you guys have any questions, looking forward to talking to you soon. Have a good one, folks.
Take care, guys. Thank you.